Rob Casey here. Welcome to the FAP Turbo Expert Guide. In the next 10 minutes, you're going to learn about the FAP Turbo Expert Guide, what it is, and how it's going to make you more money with FAP Turbo. So if it's so easy to make money with FAP Turbo, why are we creating this expert guide? It's a common question. Well, what we've noticed is that average and beginner traders have no trouble making an average profit, and that's great. I mean, everybody wants profit, right? But what we've noticed is that there's a segment of the population out there, these sort of expert traders that are just killing it with FAP Turbo. They're making maximum profits from this robot. And given that the robot does a large part of the work, we started wondering, what's the difference that makes the difference? And it really comes down to understanding how to use the robot and understanding the context for which it's used in. So what we plan to do in this expert guide is to help you learn how to optimize the FAP Turbo settings. And to do that, you're going to learn what the settings do, how they affect your trading. We're also going to show you not just the specific settings for the scalper mode, the long-term mode, but also the settings that are available in the standard version and the professional version. There are two different versions of the robot. You get them both when you buy the product, but the professional version gives you a lot more tweaking power. We're going to get into that deeply. We're also going to talk a lot about the MetaTrader 4 platform. FAP Turbo runs on the MetaTrader 4 platform, and if you're going to run it optimally, you have to understand what sort of restrictions, what are the pluses and minuses of the platform. So that way when you have a problem or something good happens, something bad happens, you want to know who to attribute that to. Is the problem a MetaTrader problem or is it a FAP Turbo problem? So we're going to talk about that. Make sure you understand it. And finally, of course, money and risk management is going to be a big part of our discussion. Money and risk management, especially in the context of the FAP Turbo robot, because there are certain mechanisms within FAP Turbo that allow you to control your money and risk management to some degree, actually to a great degree. And some of these features are often misunderstood by people that are novice traders. Even intermediate and advanced traders sometimes get it wrong, partly because the FAP Turbo guide is not really written for advanced traders. It's written for beginners, so there's a lot of stuff missing that I think should be there, and that's what this guide's all about. Okay, so before I move on to the actual content in the guide, I want to talk briefly about the format of the guide. Now, we decided to deliver this guide as an online format. Unlike an ebook, which a lot of people might deliver, we've decided an online format is far more appropriate for a number of reasons. First of all, we want to be able to deliver video. Video, I think, it's a visual tool that makes so much sense, especially when you're talking about Forex. Forex is about charts, it's about price movements and patterns. This is stuff that we need to be able to show people as we're discussing the situations. The other thing we want to do is we wanted to make a product that is accessible and yet dynamic. And to do that, we need to know that we could update the existing content. We're under no illusion that the first thing we put down on paper is necessarily the best way to explain something. Sometimes someone will come along and say, I don't quite understand how you've done that. Can you explain that? And then we realize there's a better way to teach something or a better way to explain something. And we'll change it. We want to make sure that our guide is not static, but yet always evolving towards a better version of the guide. That's something we can do in an online format. You don't get that with a PDF or an ebook. And finally, I just want to point out that in addition to changing the existing content, there's always new content being added. And this is really important because the FAP Turbo product itself is not static. These guys, they deliver new versions of the product on a fairly regular basis.